Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Jet Fuel TV, exclusively featured here on Hope Harbor Sports Network. We are so excited to be here with you today. My name is Elizabeth Conant, and I'm one of the assistant general managers here at the Hope Harbor Jets team. I'm here with two of my fellow assistant general managers, Emily and Jacob. Emily, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm the Assistant General Manager for Marketing and Communications, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Jacob?
Thanks for having me, Elizabeth. I'm Jacob. I'm the head of community engagement here at the Hope Harbor Jets and excited to be here.
Great. Thank you guys so much. I'm excited to get started. We have a lot of stuff we're covering today. Starting off, we had our inaugural game last week, our first game of this inaugural season last Saturday. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that and some recap. And then we're going to talk about some fun sports events that are happening and how those connect and align with our mission of community. And then lastly, talk about some fun upcoming events that we have for this season. But first, we do have a lot of really fun stuff that we've been working on. Like all of our AGMs, there's a group of 5 of us who have been working really hard to get this off the ground and up and running. So I want to talk a little bit about what we're excited about and what are some things that we want to bring to this season and bring to this game. So what is one thing that you're excited to bring to our fans and players for this season? Jacob, is there anything fun that you've been working on?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for starters, yes, it's inaugural season, so we have all like the hiccups and the speed bumps that we're trying to figure out together as assistant general managers and with our general managers. And I think the best thing is to when I was there, to see the kids having fun. It's all about bringing smiles to their faces, and to see while we work behind the scenes to see the product live in action. I think that puts the biggest smile on my face. So I would say that, that's the greatest thing so far.
Yeah. Emily, is there anything specifically you're excited about for the season as well?
I think I've had so much fun watching these games and then putting together our promo videos and recapping the whole game. It's the ability to watch the whole season back or the game back, and then at the end of the season, we'll be able to watch the whole season back. I'll make a 15-minute video where you can watch every highlight, every game moment that changed this season for the better, and that leads up to the next season. So that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Emily has been working on our Instagram account, and we're going to put the Instagram right here. It's at Hope Harbor Jets. So please go and check that out. But it's so cool to see these kids and these players and these families be here in person and really being able to get this experience. And obviously through these amazing like photos and videos and promo videos, we're able to capture that and bring it so that everybody can see their experience and all that stuff. And I think it's been really great what we've been able to build, and also having a platform like this where we're able to talk about it and talk about some of the fun plays and some exciting things that they did. Emily, I know you were at the game this past week. Was there any like standout play that you really just thought was like so special in the moment?
So, one of our players, his father played at the game to help him play the game. And if you watched our videos or if you were there, you would know it was downpouring, torrential downpouring on us at the fields. And so everyone's playing, I'm recording, I'm running with the play, and I blink, and the father caught his touchdown and fell and slipped on the turf. But it was so exciting. Like everyone was running around, screaming, jumping. Like obviously we helped him up, but to catch that moment on camera and also to be there to see it was so much fun because he hasn't played football in years, and he was like, this is the most fun I've had in a long time. And it was just so sweet that I was there, but also to see everyone's excitement as well. It was like, this is why we're doing what we're doing, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I think that's such a sweet story, but also a great point because it really shows the sense of community that we are building. And I feel like we're going to be talking about this kind of like as a theme of the episode, but just having like your parents there, your friends there, your family there, like everyone is welcome to get involved. Everybody's here to come and do this. I know that your family has come to our games, Emily. Like my mom, I'm telling my mom, like, you're coming this Saturday, like you have to come, like all those types of things. So I just think seeing like everybody be brought together is such an amazing part of it. A little bit about the rain, though. Jacob, I'm curious what your thoughts are. Like, these players still came and it was torrential downpour, and I feel like you wouldn't even think that. Like, I'm kind of surprised.
For our first game and for parents, to put their trust in us to put on an event for them and for us to, go into Saturday and we didn't really know what the weather was going to bring. They all showed out. They all had a great time and we were very happy they came and, they made the most of it. And, at the end, everyone was twisting their shirts and getting all the water out of their shirts, but everyone, left with a smile on their face. And that's what our, goal is. And we were able to achieve it.
Yeah. Emily, were you surprised by the amount of people that still showed up in torrential downpour?
So as we were starting, the sky was like getting darker and darker, and I was like, oh no, like this isn't gonna be good. And as soon as I pulled my camera out, as soon as everyone started warming up with Coach Dylan and Coach Eric, drizzles, I'm like, okay, we can do this. And the game starts, General Manager Sam blows his whistle, and pouring out of nowhere, pouring. And I was like, oh no, oh no. But everyone played. All the coaches and referees had their umbrellas open. I was running with an umbrella and my camera in my hand, but it was so much fun. Like, I think obviously preparing in advance when we know there's a storm coming will be helpful, but to make fun of the day when that came out of nowhere was like so much fun. It was honestly great, despite having to pour out our shirts and our hair before getting in the car.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think that it's so amazing that we still had families come and be excited and just like having that fun mentality when we have an opening game and you don't want to cancel it, you don't want to postpone it, and you just say, it's raining, but we're going to get a little wet and we're going to have a good time. And I love that mentality. So I'm so glad that, we had that, you know, fighting spirit, so to speak, like throughout this past weekend. And I'm excited to see what the next weekend brings. Is there anything else, any other highlights that either of you want to mention from this past week before we move on?
I think I would maybe mention the fact that we took all of our players and warmed up with them, and a lot of them had never played with a football before, so teaching them how to throw and catch and how to spiral was so cute. Everyone was like so excited, and we had players ranging from 6 years old to 21 years old playing, so the broad range of ability was there. But seeing everyone connect was so much fun. And then now going into this game tomorrow, everyone will be ready and prepared to throw, catch, run, huddle, whatever need be.
Yeah. That's amazing. I'm so glad that we were able to, bring this experience to kids with special abilities and create this space for them. And, starting from the ground up, teaching the basics, and then, slowly and slowly we'll work our way up to, a little bit of a game, a semblance of a game. Sam, our general manager, Sam, he was talking earlier, maybe Jacob, if you remember this, he was saying that he was drawing up plays, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have more to say about that, but
I have a video of it. I can actually show everyone on the Instagram this weekend. There was a video of Sam drawing in the dirt. You're going to run here and you're going to run here, and drawing it on the ground. And then general manager Stan on the other side is, what is he doing? We have to do that. And he got down and started drawing in the ground to show everyone. It was so funny, so unexpected. We were all like, what's happening on the ground? Like, what's so interesting? And then I realized they were drawing plays up so that everyone knew where to run. And I was like, that's so creative, being the circumstances. We couldn't bring out paper or whiteboard. It was pouring. So it was really fun to see, and a creative way to adapt to the circumstances.
yeah, no, 100%. I'm so glad that we were able to highlight that because again, we are working to build this league for kids with special abilities, and a lot of the times, like the things that they face on a day-to-day basis is that people count them out, and they'll be like, "Oh no, you can't do this, you can't do that," and just maybe a sense of underestimating their abilities. But here, you're proving day in and day out, like everyone's adaptable to new situations, new things. And there you saw it with GM Sam and Stan. They're like, here, let's draw up a play, let's do it. And they're able to adapt to that and try something new, which I think is so cool. But as we continue on, we are a sports league at the end of the day, a sports TV show, so to speak. And there's been a lot of stuff happening here. We are based in the New Jersey area, and MetLife Stadium is, or New York, New Jersey Stadium is here in New Jersey. And we're super excited to be hosting the World Cup finals. I don't know if anybody, or Jacob, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on the World Cup finals here on Sunday, Spain and Argentina. What do we think about that?
Well, I think it's great, for the New York, New Jersey economy. But, me as head of community engagement, I love seeing all the videos on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok of all these different countries and their fan bases coming together and, rallying around each other and, hugging one another. They may not know each other, but they all have the same common, thing in soccer or football. And I think us here at Hope Harbor Jets, we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different experiences. And to bring our community together, whether we're here in Hamilton or where we play in Elizabeth, just New Jersey as a whole, and all these kids and families, to bring them all together, I think it's great. And, sports is huge and it's a great thing and it helps bring everyone together. So back to the FIFA World Cup and, Hope Harbor Jets, it's great. But I'm excited for the game. And, as a Messi fan, I would love to see, another one of their great historic comebacks and would love to see Argentina win. But, seeing these fan bases, it's great. And to see everyone come together, it's amazing. And it's one of a kind. And it's something that in this day and age where there's a lot of bad and ugly going on in this world, to see people come together and, sports is such a powerful thing.
Yeah, 100%. Emily, do you have any thoughts you want to add on to?
I am not the biggest soccer football fan, but I will say I do love the community, how everyone is talking about it, going together, hosting watch parties. I think it's beautiful. I also think Spain and Argentina are rivals, like in the Hispanic culture world. They've always been a little bit like, I don't know, there's always been a little something there between them. And like being Hispanic, I'm like, this is interesting. This is like it's a divide between cultures, and I think it's going to be great to watch and see the outcome and see the memes and see how it folds out. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a great other perspective that we have, like coming at it from, not only a Hispanic perspective, a cultural perspective, but then also I'd been hearing reports that this is the, Euro League champions and then the Copa America League champions. So it's like you kind of get to see like a 1v1 in a whole other sense without even being said, having Messi, one of the great legends who's at the end of his career, and then Lamine Yamal, who's a legend at the beginning of his career. So there's so much to look out for, so much to watch. But obviously, as Jacob put it, talking about the sense of community, just really what we're here in trying to build and trying to inspire a sense of community for kids with special abilities and for their families and friends and everybody to come together. But maybe at a time when the US needed it the most, we were able to bring, people together over a joy of a sport, which is really what sports do. And I love it. And before we move on to our next little sports topic, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win? I'll start off with Jacob. Like prediction and like score prediction, and who do you think is going to win?
Based off how Argentina's playing, they play slow for the first 70, 75 minutes. And then, I'm a huge Knicks fan. They're called the comeback kids. And I see a lot of resemblance out of the Knicks in Argentina. So I'd call them the comeback kids. I would expect them to be down early and claw their way back and win the game. So I'm all over Argentina. I think they're going to win.
All right.
Just for the sake of the game, I'm going to say Spain because I don't watch soccer. So I would say 3-2 Spain is my prediction.
Okay. I honestly really like that thought. I'm going to have to go to Spain with this one only because I think it's a little bit younger, a little bit more uplifting, and the way that they silenced France, I was like really impressed with how they played. So I'm gonna go with Spain with this one, but I honestly think we're never gonna know until it happens, and I'm gonna say 2-1 Spain. But thank you guys for participating with me in this. And the next thing we're going to talk a little bit about is the MLB Home Run Derby. That was a really exciting event, and they do it every year, and it's a great way to, just kind of showcase a little bit more of the fun side. We all like to see home runs. But Emily, do you want to talk a little bit about the historicness of this year's?
Well, I think this home run derby was something no one expected. So, if you weren't watching, the final two were Jordan Walker from the St. Louis Cardinals and Kyle Schwarber from the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, Kyle Schwarber was expected to be there. He is constantly hitting home runs. He's one of the best players in Philly Kingdom, and that was very, very expected. But Jordan Walker was nowhere near the bet guesses, like anything. He was not predicted to get that far. So to watch him reach the finals and not only reach the finals but beat Kyle Schwarber was so crazy. Everyone was jumping, screaming like crazy. And imagine Philadelphia fans, the community there for Kyle Schwarber was insane. It was intense. Everyone was so excited, as they should be. But then to watch Jordan Walker win, the community was obviously let down, but they were band together in their hate watch. So it was still like big sense of community, and it was honestly a great accomplishment for Jordan Walker and the St. Louis Cardinals, because when was the last time someone from the Cardinals won the home run derby? Not any time recently. So that was great to watch.
Yeah. Jacob, is there anything you want to add as well?
No, I think just Philly, they're one of the best sports towns in all the country. And obviously, they wanted Kyle to win, the hometown kid to win. And unfortunately, he didn't. But I think, everyone was there for the experience and to see Walker win. Someone, like Emily said, who, most people didn't expect to win or even be in the final round. For him to win, I think it was a great scene. And while Philly fans didn't watch either Harper or Kyle win, I think they enjoyed the show, and everyone had a great time.
Yeah, no, you guys said it all. I think that especially seeing this kid kind of come out of nowhere and Walker and surprise everybody, it really shows just like don't count anybody out. You never know what's going to happen. And I think that's the beauty of sports. It's a human game. And, sometimes we can surprise each other, which I think is great. And lastly, before we wrap everything up, we're going to talk a little bit about our beloved Knicks. I know Jacob is a huge Knicks fan, so I'm going to go to him first to get us started. But there's been a lot happening with them.
53 years. I haven't even been alive that long, but I've watched a lot of failures. I've watched a lot of, playoff runs where they've fallen short. So to see them win, to see, a team of 15 guys come together and act like brothers in a locker room and put their egos aside, put their salaries aside, and fight for one another to win a championship when everyone counted them out. I'll read tweets today and people still count them out even after they won. Is crazy to me. And, for the Northeast and for the New York fans and the New Jersey fans that like the Knicks, to see everyone come together and see a win, which they've been starving for, has been great. And, the energy throughout the city and throughout New Jersey, the amount of people I'll see wearing New York hats, and I'll just go up to them and say, "Go Knicks," and you start a conversation. Some random person on the street has been great. So to make all these connections, like we were talking about, sense of community and sense of belonging, and how sports brings everyone together, has been great.
Yeah, I agree. I think you made a great point there. I was lucky enough to be in New York City Saturday night when the Knicks in five won. And honestly, like something I cannot describe the feeling, like the sense of community that I had. Like people who aren't from New York City or don't live near New York City, it's hard to imagine a huge, huge city to feel small or to feel like everybody's on the same page. But I think during that Knicks run, everybody was on the same page, like genuinely like supporting each other, being there for each other, and really banded around this team of this group of people who who were counted out a lot of the time. Like Jalen Brunson talks pretty openly about it, that people counted him out for a lot of his life. And I know that there's people out there who feel like they're counted out. And, you know, the community that we work hands on with, the kids with special abilities, feel counted out a lot of the times. So just being able to see it come to fruition in real time in front of us at such a special like time in our lives, like the Knicks like coming here and hoisting this trophy is so amazing, and New York City coming together. So it's been really cool. I don't know if there's anything that you want to add, Emily, from your perspective on things, but it's been fun.
I think it was great. I went out to watch the game. The first half was kind of boring. I was like, okay, you know what? I can watch this from my couch. So my friends and I, we all came back. We were watching it. I was falling asleep. I was like, I don't really care. I'm not a Knicks fan. Like, I want them to win, whatever. And I hear everyone like, oh my gosh, no way. So I turn over. And as I turn over, I watch the last like 10 seconds of the game, and everyone's screaming, jumping. None of us are Knicks fans. Everyone's screaming, jumping. I was born in New York. My friends live in New York. It was great experience. We were like, as New Yorkers at heart, like this is wonderful for us, even though I don't think any of us are Knicks fans. It was just nice. It's the community that comes with being a New Yorker. It's as typical as everyone makes it. Like that is the community when you're born, raised, live in New York. So I think as a born at heart New Yorker, it was wonderful for me, even though I really would have wished it would have been a different team. It was still wonderful. So I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it was great. I think that just going quickly to the SBs, which were very recent, a couple days ago, and just rethinking about that OG Ananobi, like him as a human being, him as a character has been so integral to this New York team, because he's always been said as like he's kind of like stone cold, like, you know, he doesn't show much of his personality, but when we get these little glimpses of it, everybody loves it, because you kind of get to see underneath his exterior. But Jacob, maybe you talk a little bit more about it, but his teammates just love him. And, you know, I think it shows how close they are, right?
You know, I think in the grand scheme of things, everyone watches basketball and they're like, oh, they're just basketball players. They're getting paid millions of dollars to, you know, play a sport. But at the end of the day, they're kids at heart, right? They're kids at heart who just grew up playing basketball, loving basketball, and they were good enough to make it to the biggest stage. And I think behind closed doors, whether you're talking about OG or Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson, they're all kids. They all have a chip on their shoulder. They all have something to prove. And OG is the type of guy that, you know, when the lights are the brightest and there's cameras on him, he's just a basketball player, and he's this shy, quiet 28-year-old. Today's his birthday, so happy birthday, OG. But behind closed doors, I think he's this quirky, cool kid who loves telling jokes, and once you get to know him, that's who he is, and that's who he is as a person.
Yeah, it really reminds us all that, you know, no matter if you're on the highest stage or if you're just, you know, a fifth grader playing football, flag football, you know, like we're all athletes, we're all people, we all do it for the love of the game. And I think that's what's so amazing about this community and like sports in general. But thank you guys for talking a little bit about the Knicks and sports. And it was fun to, you know, catch up on everything. It's been a really exciting summer. And before we wrap up our first episode of Jet Fuel TV, I'm going to go back to Jacob and ask him just give us a rundown of our upcoming game on Saturday and what we should expect.
Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. So due to the forecast and the wildfires in Canada, we have decided to move Saturday's game indoor from 11 to 1 at Turbo Turf Field in Newark, New Jersey. And you could see all the updates on our Instagram. And for all the families who have registered with us and have already signed up, and new families that are attending this weekend, we have texted and emailed you all the updated location and the updated time. And we will continue to send out reminders from now until the game tomorrow at 11 o'clock with updates, location, parking, and everything else they need to know.
Thank you. Emily, is there anything else you want everyone to know, our viewers to know about the upcoming game?
Sure. If you would like to watch the recap of our game, see what happened, see who scored touchdowns, all of that fun stuff, follow our Instagram. I will have our recap video posted next week, along with all the fun highlights and a new player of the week. So stay tuned to find out who that is.
Thank you so much. And as always, stay up to date with everybody. Come out to our game. Again, our game tomorrow on Saturday. All the information that Jacob just mentioned. Stay connected on our social medias, our Instagram. We also have a website if you want some more information. It is down below. And then, of course, like and subscribe. And we hope to see you guys all soon. And we can't wait for the season to keep on going forward. Thank you.